go if I just give it a try? You can please stop me anytime if you feel.
Sounds all right. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. I should start from Namao Vishnu Padaya.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, brother. Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jayādvaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी
Gurmash, you're muted, Gurmash. Sure. would you like to lead the Premadvani Sadhu Sevana, Prabhu?
Yes, sure, Guruji. Om Jnanatimirandasya.
The Premadvani after the
Okay, sorry.
after.
जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा प्रियव्रज कचार्य अष्टो सत सत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंसा प्रियव्रज कचार्य अष्टो सत सत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत गोसाई महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहिए जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र की जय। श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। संवेद घोर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Okay, now my buttons are working.
Please stop.
Okay, welcome everybody to Srimad Bhagavatam reading with His Holiness Jayādvaita Swami. It is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. We are beginning with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text 12.
Right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sadhu meneta sarva putale yavati puraha kaman kamyamano so tasya tasyopapattaye. King Puranjana had unlimited desires for sense enjoyment. Consequently, he traveled all over the world to find a place where all his desires could be fulfilled. Unfortunately, he found a feeling of insufficiency everywhere. Purport. Srila Vidyapati, a great Vaishnava poet, has sung Tatala Shaikate Bari Bindu Shama Sutamita Ramani Samaje. Material sense gratification with society, friendship, and love is herein compared to a drop of water falling on a desert. A desert requires oceans of water to satisfy it, and if only a drop of water is supplied, what is its use? Similarly, the living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is stated in the Vedanta Sutra is Anandamaya Bhyasat, full of enjoyment. Being part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entity is also seeking complete enjoyment. However, complete enjoyment cannot be achieved separate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In his wanderings in the different species of life, the living entity may taste some type of enjoyment in one body or another, but full enjoyment of the senses cannot be obtained in any material body. Thus, Puranjana, the living entity, wanders in different types of bodies, but everywhere meets frustration in his attempt to enjoy. In other words, the spiritual spark covered by matter cannot fully enjoy the senses in any circumstance in material life. A deer may become absorbed in the musical sounds vibrated by the hunter, but the result is that it loses its life. Similarly, a fish is very expert in gratifying its tongue, but when it eats the bait offered by the fisherman, it loses its life. Even the elephant, who is so strong, is captured and loses its independence while satisfying its genitals with a female elephant. In each and every species of life, the living entity gets a body to satisfy various senses, but he cannot enjoy all his senses at one time. In the human form of life, he gets an opportunity to enjoy all his senses pervertedly, but the result is that he becomes so harassed in his attempted sense gratification that he ultimately becomes morose. As he tries to satisfy his senses more and more, he becomes more and more entangled. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shabdantikam Vandehang Shri Guru Shri Jatapadakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Shahagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sukhe Devi Pranamami Hori Priye Vancha Kolpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindho Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nasadu Manine Tas Sarva Bhutale Yadati Puraha Kaman Kamayamano Sao Tasya Tasyo Papattaye. So King Puranjana, the living entity within the body, tries to enjoy in different houses, Puranjana, Puranjana. He wants to enjoy kama, different objects for sense gratification. But wherever he goes, no sadhu, no, not satisfied. In this species, in that species, even when he comes to the human species, he'll never be satisfied by sense gratification. Prabhupada quotes, Tata la shaikate bari bindu shama, sutamita ramani samaje. In the society of family life, still he's tasting of getting the drop of water in the desert. He won't be satisfied. All right, any questions or comments?
Yes. Saraswati Masterji writes, Pranamas Param Puja Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas. Along with the animals mentioned, Srila Prabhupada talks of the honeybee that stores/hoards food and died due to greed of hoarding. But I don't understand why bee dies. Srila Prabhupada is saying a sannyasi is forbidden to hoard or store food for future.
Yes, that's the injunction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of his personal associates, was keeping some haritaki, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rebuked him, "Why are you keeping this stock?" So, yes, that's the injunction. I don't understand either why the bee would die from hoarding. I could look at the passage, I suppose, but from what I understand, bees don't die from hoarding, so I don't know what the reference is. Sorry. Anything else?
We have a hand.
Gokula Devi, yes.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna.
I am Gokula Devi Dasi here in. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, I'm
And
here
we can see
in.
you also.
Okay, yes. I'm a South African living in Mexico. I'm the disciple of KK Swami, and yes, I've been living here for 10 years in Mexico. Yeah, and so Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes.
If when someone says preaches like this, at the end of the day, we are all trying to go back to Godhead, back home to Godhead. And so when we make it at the end of our lives, it doesn't matter whether one is a female or a male. It doesn't matter. Is this so? In other words, males and females are equal because at the end of the day, we are all trying to achieve the same goal. And when we achieve the same goal, it doesn't matter if you're female or male. Is this
But,
correct?
yes. Well, at the end of the day, we won't be either female or male. Male or female has to do with this body. The bodies are not equal. Bodies are all different. Bodies are all unequal. Bodies are, a whole different. They all offer different facilities, but there's so many different kinds of bodies in different species of life. Human males and females, animal males and females. But finally, when we get free from material existence, we won't have material bodies.
Okay.
So then we won't be, materially male or female, this or that, and so it doesn't matter. And anyone can go. Shriya Sudra Tata Vaisha, Tepi Yanti Param Gitim. Men can go back to Godhead, women can go back to Godhead, anyone can go back to Godhead. So just one has to take shelter of Krishna. Mam hi partavya pashritya. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, but does it justify saying we are equal?
No. Materially, well, yes and no. Materially, we're not equal.
Yeah.
Everyone is unequal. I'm not going to, I'm 76 years old. I'm not going to do the work of a 26-year-old man because I'm not equal. The body is different. Similarly, a woman, even when they do, military training for women, they have different standards. How much weight a woman is expected to carry in her backpack in the military, in the army, is different than how much a man is expected to carry because they recognize the body is different. So the bodies are all unequal. Every body is unequal to every other body. But on the spiritual platform, everyone is equal.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj. Hare
Hare Krishna. Jaya. Anything else? Okay. So ekada himavato dakshineshvatasanushu tadarsha navabhir dwarbhi puram lakshita lakshanam. Once, while wandering in this way, he saw on the southern side of the Himalayas, in a place named Bharatvarsha, India, a city that had 9 gates all about and was characterized by all auspicious facilities. Purport. The tract of land south of the Himalaya mountains is the land of India, which was known as Bharatvarsha. When a living entity takes birth in Bharatvarsha, he is considered to be most fortunate. Indeed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has stated, Bharata bhumite hoilo manusha janma jar, janma sarta kori, kara parupakar. Thus, whoever takes birth in the land of Bharatvarsha attains all the facilities of life. He may take advantage of all these facilities for both material and spiritual advancement, and thus make his life successful. After attaining the goal of life, one may distribute his knowledge and experience all over the world for humanitarian purposes. In other words, one who takes birth in the land of Bharatvarsha, by virtue of his past pious activities, gets full facility to develop the human form of life. In India, the climatic condition is such that one can live very peacefully without being disturbed by material conditions. Indeed, during the time of Maharaj Yudhishthira, or Lord Ramchandra, people were free from all anxieties. There was not even extreme cold or extreme heat. The 3 kinds of miserable conditions, adhyatmic, adipautic, and adhidaivic, miseries inflicted by the body and mind itself, those inflicted by other living entities, and natural disturbances, were all absent during the reign of Lord Ramchandra or Maharaj Yudhishthira. But at present, compared to other countries on earth, India is artificially disturbed. Despite these material disturbances, however, the country's culture is such that one can easily attain the goal of life, namely salvation or liberation from material bondage. Thus, in order to take birth in India, one must have performed many pious activities in the previous life. So this is Dakshineshvata Sanushu. This just south of the Himalayas, so that means India, Bharatvarsha. The king or the living entity Puranjana was so fortunate that he got a birth as a human being in India. Manusha Janma Hoilojar. A Manusha Janma means human life. To get a human birth is so fortunate that even the demigods pray to take birth as human beings. If there's any shred of piety still left, and that too in India. India is known as Punya Bhumi, a land of pious activities. Even materially, India offers every kind of advantage, although Prabhupada says that India is now artificially disturbed. It's been, who is that? One Indian intellectual and political leader, Shashi Tharoor. He's published accounts of how India was wealthy before the British rule, what the just materially calculated what its wealth was in terms of spices and all kinds of silks and just every kind of opulence. India was the most wealthy country. So every kind of material advantage has been available in India, although later India was, robbed really of its wealth. But the real wealth, of course, is the opportunities for spiritual realization in India. In this verse, the word lakshita lakshanam indicates that the human body attained in Bharatvarsha is very auspicious. Vedic culture is full of knowledge, and a person born in India can fully take advantage of Vedic cultural knowledge and the cultural system known as Varnashram Dharma. Even at the present time, as we travel all over the world, we see that in some countries, human beings have many material facilities, but no facilities for spiritual advancement. We find everywhere the defects of one-sided facilities and a lack of full facilities. A blind man can walk but not see, and a lame man cannot walk but can see. Andha Pangu Nyai. Excuse me. Oh, there it is. Andha Pangu Nyai. The blind man may take the lame man over his shoulder, and as he walks, the lame man may give him directions. Thus combined, they may work. But individually, neither the blind man nor the lame man can walk successfully. Similarly, this human form of life is meant for the advancement of spiritual life and for keeping material necessities in order. Especially in the Western countries, there are ample facilities for material comforts, but no one has any idea of spiritual advancement. Many are hankering after spiritual advancement, but many cheaters come, take advantage of their money, bluff them, and go away. Fortunately, the Krishna consciousness movement is there to give all facilities for both material and spiritual advancement. In this way, people in the Western countries may take advantage of this movement. In India, any man in the villages, unaffected by the industrial cities of India, can still live in any condition and make spiritual advancement. The body has been called the city of 9 gates, and these 9 gates include 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, genitals, and the rectum. When the 9 gates are clean and working properly, it is to be understood that the body is healthy. In India, these 9 gates are kept clean by the villagers who rise early in the morning, bathe in the well or rivers, go to the temples to attend Mangalarti, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and take prasad. In this way, one can take advantage of all the facilities of human life. Well, this is true, that India has such cultural facilities and the benefit of transcendental culture and knowledge. We saw when we were on Padayatra that the villages were very much, as Prabhupada described, outside the cities. People could live very simply and take advantage of spiritual culture. Therefore, when our Padayatra would do a program in a village of, say, 3,000 people, maybe 5,000 people would come to our program, because people would come even from the neighboring villages to take advantage of the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna and hear something about Krishna and take a little prasad. Of course, when we would go to the city, if the city had 3 million people, then 60 people would come. But the villages are so nice. Of course, they vary, and people within the villages vary. But the villages are very suitable for simple life and spiritual progress. And the Prabhupada cites Andha Pangunyai, the blind man and the lame man. India in Prabhupada's day was considered economically backward, and the big industrial countries like America, Britain, Germany, and France are supposed to be the leading countries materially. But these great developed countries have no spiritual knowledge. So they're like the blind man. He can walk, but he can't see. And India, Prabhupada compared to the lame man, not able to walk, but having very good vision. So the logic is that the blind man can carry the lame man. The lame man will provide the vision, and together they can walk nicely. Now, of course, India is changing. Let's see how Prabhupada continues in the purport. So, Prabhupada, we're gradually introducing this system. Rise early in the morning, take bath, chant Hare Krishna. In different centers in our society, in the Western countries, one who takes advantage of it becomes more and more enlightened in spiritual life. At the present moment, India may be compared to the lame man, and the Western countries to the blind man. For the past 2,000 years, India has been subjugated by the rule of foreigners, and the legs of progress have been broken. In the Western countries, the eyes of the people have become blind due to the dazzling glitter of material opulence. The blind man of the Western countries and the lame man of India should combine together in this Krishna consciousness movement. Then the lame man of India can walk with the help of the Westerner, and the blind Westerner can see with the help of the lame man. In short, the material advancement of the Western countries and the spiritual assets of India should combine for the elevation of all human society. It would be interesting to see if Srila Prabhupada were present today, what he would think of the present circumstances where so many Indians have come to the West, and that too have become wealthy and have become wealthy and taken leading roles in American life or life elsewhere. Of course, in Britain, Prabhupada went there. So many Indian people were there. And in Canada also, there were quite a number. And Prabhupada's message, as I recall, was that they should not lose their culture. When the Indians come to the West and adopt the American cultural values, they become like new crows. A crow, when you throw out, you take your lunch, and then if you've taken your lunch on a leaf plate, you throw the leaf plate in the ditch. And when people leave, or even while they're there, the crows come and descend on the plates, and that's their lunch, whatever's left. Well, these are the crows. And Prabhupada compared the Western people to crows. They're simply after some paltry sense gratification. But when the Indians who should know better come to the West and adopt the same values, then Prabhupada called them new crows. The old crows have picked at the plates, and then they leave, and new crows come and expect to find something. Chewing the chewed, puna punash, charvata charvanana. But on the other side, the diaspora of Indians to all parts of the world has given a great opportunity for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. The Indian people, with their cultural advancement and opportunities for spiritual progress, are well situated to spread Krishna consciousness wherever they go, and that should be their duty. Janma sartha kori kara parupakar. All right, any other questions?
Praveen Prabhu writes, India now becoming blind fast.
Yes. Why should we be lame forever? Let us become strong. But then, if they sacrifice spiritual vision for the sake of that strength, or on the having the benefit of that strength, then they become the blind man. So, therefore, Prabhupada's message: keep your spiritual culture. Don't lose that spiritual culture of Krishna consciousness. When you put the two together, and we see that practically in America and elsewhere, where the Indians who become prosperous stick to Krishna consciousness or revive their Krishna consciousness, then they're the best people in the country. They have everything. They have material assets and spiritual vision. But if they just try to increase their material assets, then they become like the crows before them. The Americans for centuries have had great material assets, but frustrated. People are frustrated because they have no spiritual understanding. So if the Indians become like them, then what is the use? But if they keep their spiritual culture, then they can become the real humanitarians, the real the real well-wishers or benefactors of Western society. Something else?
Saraswati Masterji wrote, actually at the same time that Praveen Prabhu made that comment, India has progressed so much that it might not be considered lame, and Indians there are adopting the Western culture at an alarming rate. With the explosion of technology, even villagers are drawn to the sinful life.
Yes, that's a fact. We see that in big cities like Bombay and Bangalore, the young people especially become like another edition of the Westerners. But the good fortune is that the Krishna consciousness is there, and with just a little effort, it can be easily revived. Hare Krishna. Anything else?
Nothing.
Okay. Prakaro Pavanatala Parikar Akshodanai Swarnaropya Yashi Swarnaropya Yashai Shringai Shankulam Sarvato Grahaihi. The city was surrounded by walls and parks, and within it were towers, canals, windows, and outlets. The houses there were decorated with domes made of gold, silver, and iron. Purport: the body is protected by walls of skin. The hairs on the body are compared to parks, and the highest parts of the body, like the nose and head, are compared to towers. The wrinkles and depressions on different parts of the body are compared to trenches or canals. The eyes are compared to windows, and the eyelids are compared to protective gates. The three types of metal, gold, silver, and iron, represent the three modes of material nature. Gold represents goodness, silver passion, and iron ignorance. The body is also sometimes considered to be a bag containing three elements, tridhatu, mucus, bile, and air, kapha, pitta, and vayu. Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke. According to Bhagavatam, one who considers this bag of mucus, bile, and air to be the self is considered no better than a cow or an ass. Yes. So this is the nature of an allegory, that it takes various features of the of one thing and uses them to represent something else. So the body is compared to a city, and the various features of the body are compared to, or they stand for various features of the city. So we have hair representing parks, we have gates representing the eyes and other senses, and so on. There's a question there from Venkatesh, or a comment.
Yes. Venkatesh Prabhu writes, Maharaj, Is the book of Shashi Tharoor you quoted on India's wealth before British rule titled as An Era of Darkness, the British Empire in India?
I believe so. In fact, I think it was published under two different titles, that being one of them. I'm not, recommending the book. I haven't actually read it. I read, skimmed a little bit of it, like just to catch his argument from the beginning of the book. But yes, that I think is the title. And it seems quite persuasive, in fact. But not Krishna conscious. Didn't have that advantage. Materially brilliant.
All right, thank you, Maharaj. Venkatesh Prabhu writes.
Okay. Nila Spatika Vaidurya Mukta Madhukata Runaihi Klipta Harmya Stalim Deeptam Shriya Bhogavatim. The floors of the houses in that city were made of sapphire, crystal, diamonds, pearls, emeralds, and rubies. Because of the luster of the houses in the capital, the city was compared to the celestial town known as Bhogavati. Purport. In the city of the body, the heart is considered to be the capital. Just as the capital of a state is especially gorgeously filled with various high buildings and lustrous palaces, the heart of the body is filled with various desires and plans for material enjoyment. Such plans are sometimes compared to valuable jewels, such as sapphires, rubies, pearls, and emeralds. The heart becomes the center for all planning for material enjoyment. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that the city, Bhogavati, is a city of the Nagas. It seemed to have pleasure, but actually did not. This is the situation. Anything else here? Okay.
No.
Subha Chatvara Ratya Pir Akridayatana Panaihi Chaitya Dhwaja Pataka Pir Yuktam Vidruma Vedipihi. In that city, there were many assembly houses, street crossings, streets, restaurants, gambling houses, markets, resting places, flags, festoons, and beautiful parks. All these surrounded the city. Purport. In this way, the capital is described. In the capital, there are assembly houses and many squares, many street crossings, avenues and streets, many gambling places, markets, and places of rest, all decorated with flags and festoons. The squares are surrounded with railings and devoid of trees. The heart of the body can be compared to the assembly house, for the living entity is within the heart, along with the Paramatma, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannavishto matasmritir jnanam apohanam cha. The heart is the center of all remembrance, forgetfulness, and to liberation. In the body, the eyes, ears, and nose are different places of attraction for sense enjoyment, and the streets for going hither and thither may be compared to different types of air blowing within the body. The yogic process for controlling the air within the body and the different nerves is called Susumna, the path of liberation. The body is also a resting place because when the living entity becomes fatigued, he takes rest within the body. The palms and the soles and feet are the palms and the soles of the feet are compared to flags and festoons. Well, we'll look at what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. Sabha, the assembly house, means place for the king to sit. It means the heart, where the jiva is situated. The intersection refers to the place below the palate, where the passages for the mouth, nose, eyes, and ears meet. The main road is the Sushumna, Ira, and Pingala running down the spine. The gambling houses are the gross locations of the senses. The market is the gross mind, brain. The resting place, Chaitya, is within the Chitta. The flags are aversion to the Lord, and the banners are the 5 miseries. The coral stages are the spaces within the various chakras. Okay. Here's another comment or two. Yes?
Praveen Prabhu writes, someone argued with me. If Vedic culture was established by Krishna, why was India subjugated and lost its prosperity? Why Krishna did not protect this culture in India?
No, still it's protected. It's being spread everywhere. Maybe not in the way one might expect, but the real wealth of India is now being exported. But it's not the kind that if you export it to London, then it's lost in India. It's being exported all over the world, and still the stock is increasing in India also. So we haven't seen the end of the drama. Krishna is not only protecting Sanatana Dharma, but distributing it. But still, India exists within the material world. And the material world is such a place that we can't expect that things will be ideal. Yes, Saraswati?
Scientists think the brain is the seat of remembrance, intelligence, etc. And if it dies, then so does the body. But when Prajapati Daksha's head was replaced with that of a goat, he still remembered who he was.
Yes, and of course this becomes a big subject. Rasananda's area is there, neuroscience. But there are unusual things that go on that lead us to question the notion that the brain is the ultimate seat of remembrance, intelligence, and so on. It may be expressed through the brain or received through the brain, but that doesn't mean that the consciousness and the brain are identical. And this has been argued quite lucidly by Sadaputa Prabhu, distinguishing between materials, apparatus, and consciousness itself. That's a long discussion, and now we're at the end of our hour. So let's have a little kirtan and finish our program.
Krishna Konteya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tagore, Vimalande, Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Om Vishnuvad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Stotra Saraswati Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath, Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Navdeep Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Ki Jai, Ganga Mahi Ki Jai, Jamuna Mahi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Mukunda Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktin, Gaur Premanande. Okay, we're done. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Jaya.